Good morning, traders. This is the pre-market stocks to watch. Today is April 21st, 2020, and I am your host, James Mason. And we're going to take a look at the markets, see what we have going on today. So, first off, let me pull my screen down here for y'all. First off, take a look at the market overall. These are the Dow futures. This is ticker /YM. We can see that currently the Dow futures are minus 550 points in the red. We all know about the issues going on with the oil. This is something that nobody has ever experienced before. Anytime in the market you have an event that hasn't been experienced before, it usually tends to go a lot more parabolic in that direction in the future. Now, what's going to take place in the future with OPEC, things like that, really, nobody knows. You're going to have people who are on both sides of the fence here. Some are going to say it's only going to go up, and then others are going to say doom and gloom. But nonetheless, it's not good, for really the short and long term. And again, back to what I said, this is something that nobody has ever experienced before. And as we migrate through this issue in the market, it's going to be a bumpy road. Just keep that in mind. So keep your positions light. That way, if you take a hit on something, you're not getting destroyed. Now, let's break down some charts real quick so I can get you guys on your way. Hopefully we can make some money today and take it just day to day. So here we are. Hopefully this is a bottom, at least to this point, for the futures. Just looking at this setup right here, it's kind of looking like it wants to bottom out and have a bullish bounce by the time the market opens. Just like yesterday when I said watch out for that bullish spike. We had that bullish spike. Don't get me wrong, it was more of a bullish spike than I expected, and then it let loose and had just as much of a bearish run. So watch out for that again today. Overall, the next support level for the Dow futures is 22,730. Keep that level in mind. If this thing would go on another bullish run, I kind of expect it to go up here and test this VWAP, this orange line. Currently in this moment, that value is 23,284. And, just with this market, anything can happen. Remember that. So, based off of just technical analysis, I can foresee it, making a bounce here, going up there, touching that, or run that range, get rejected, and come back down and do what it wants to do. We are kind of setting up to have some green days this week, unless it's just some macro event takes place and it pushes it down more. But at this moment, as we stand, the charts are setting up for some green days. But for today, I do see it probably having a bullish bounce, coming up here, test that VWAP on the Dow futures, getting rejected. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it blows past it and takes off running up. But based off what I see at this moment, that's what I'm looking forward to. Now, for my picks for today. When filtering here on the TT Blackbox platform, down here in our breaking news, ticker LUV, we can see that it's maintained as a buy for Southwest, but LUV, Southwest, Price target 45. So let's pull it up on the charts. Okay. Move it over here. Now, do I see this hitting $45 for Southwest? No, I don't see Southwest hitting $45 anytime soon. So the ranges that I personally would look to buy Southwest would probably be around this low if it comes down here and tests this 29.15 range. If it does do that, I wouldn't get heavy into it. Me personally, I wouldn't get heavy into it, because if it breaks that, it's going to create a very new low. And we have earnings coming up. I'm pretty sure it's on the 28th for Southwest. So be careful with that. Personally, I just wait until after those earnings, kind of see what their guidance is, and then take it from there. For the next one, ticker BYND. So we can see right here in the Why Is It Moving Catalyst feature, Beyond Meat shares are trading higher following a CNBC report suggesting Starbucks will introduce 3 Beyond Beef items in mainland China across more than 3,000 locations. People are going to start going back to work. When people start going back to work, they're going to start getting paychecks and then flooding into, their old routine. People are going to be rushing back to Starbucks, and it's really not going to matter about the pandemic going on. Everybody, they're just going to forget that and move on with their lives. Just, that's society. So, Beyond Meat, look at this thing on the chart. Premarket, this thing has shot up like crazy. Now, if we get this bullish bounce out the gates, Beyond Meat is going to take off running. What I'm looking for here with Beyond Meat, so I'll tell you 2 scenarios with this. And we'll start off with it actually just pulling down first. If it continues to pull back here at the the opening of the bell, look for that support right at 84, 76, 75. That range in there, which would be right at that 50 EMA line. But if that bullish bounce happens right at the bell, if Beyond Meat is over this VWAP, and those Dow futures are rolling over green on the MACD, and it's starting to push up, I wholeheartedly believe it's going to at least test this $93 again, pre-market. The pre-market high right here. So $93 will be my overall target price based off this current setup. What will suck is if this thing is pushing up and it's near that at the bell. If that happens, pay attention to the Dow futures, see where that MACD is, see if it's going into that bullish push, and then I would wait for it to actually break $93, that pre-market high, to make a small entry and let that thing ride up. So, overall target price on this, I'll take a quick look. It's kind of hard to say since the market is just so screwed up at the moment. But, let's see. 93 would put us right in this range. Overall target price. If we would have a strong bullish move, $97. So that is Beyond Meat, ticker BYND. And I hate that I made this video this long, but I'm going to knock this one out very quickly here. Ticker BIDU. Yesterday, it alerted on the TT Blackbox, the actual black box, my algorithms. For the swing trades, it alerted as a bearish swing trade. We can see, let's see, yesterday at 9 a.m. Central, which would have been, let's zoom in here. Should have been on this candlestick. So it alerted right here for that bearish swing trade. And if you don't know about the algorithms with the predictive AI in it, it's telling you what's setting up to come. We can see that it was still making that momentum push, that bullish push up right here, and then just died off. We have this nice gap down. So as it stands in the moment for a one-day bearish swing trade, this thing is turning out pretty daggone well. But watch out if you took that swing trade, because these setups do run anywhere from a day to sometimes up to 2 weeks for this entire setup to take place. But again, with this gap down right here, if we start having that bullish push, take them profits. So when looking at this ticker, let's say that BIDU is still coming out of the gates bearish, and let's say we don't have that bullish run. What I'm going to look for is for this thing to pull back and come down here and test this 102 range. So I would look for it to come down here, test this 102 range, and probably start to establish a support. In the event that it would bounce, then I'm going to look for it to come up here and probably, let's see, probably test this 104.80 range. And again, this will be kind of dependent on this whole bullish run, but this is just for today, the 21st. So this 104.80 range being probably around the high. But if it would break this 102, come back down here looking at the bear side again, I'd watch out for this thing to come down here to this 101 range. And you can see it has some support back here. So those are my ranges for BIDU. And just make sure you keep those positions light, especially today. We're probably going to have some choppiness, but smaller position sizes creates the greatest risk management. So I appreciate you guys tuning in today. Be safe trading. It's all about controlling your trade, not getting in over your head. If you get in over your head, you can't control your emotions. Just keep that in mind. So I appreciate you guys in the next one.